All right, so we're going to go ahead and start on the next topic, which is tree diagrams. And we're going to create tree diagrams for varying statistical situations. Now, you don't need to set up your journal for this one because I have made guided notes. So be sure that you are taking notes along with me throughout the video, as you will be getting a participation grade for following directions. So, first question states, what is the definition of a tree diagram? A tree diagram is a way to graphically display the probability of situations with multiple options. So think about it this way. We've talked a lot about flipping a coin multiple times, spinning a spinner multiple times, and the probability of getting a 1 the first time and then a 1 again on the second time changes, right? Because every time you spin the spinner, you're going to have different options. So a tree diagram is a way to actually graphically depict it, meaning show the probabilities using an image, so that way we can make better sense of how many options we have. Now, I know this doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but we're going to be using tree diagrams throughout the rest of the class. And we're going to be using food because it's very easy to use menus to create tree diagrams to figure out probabilities and different options. So let's go ahead and look at example 1. It says Dairy Queen offers 2 types of ice cream cones, sugar or waffle, and 4 different ice cream flavors, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and mint. How many different options does Dairy Queen have? Now, there are 2 ways to actually solve this, and your paper is kind of split like this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw the tree diagram, and then I'm going to show you how to use multiplication to actually solve this problem. Now, the first thing I need to look at is I have 2 different types of cones. So the first cone that I have is sugar, and the second is waffle. So I'm going to go ahead and write down those 2 options, right? Because when I'm going to Dairy Queen and I want to order an ice cream, I got to tell them what type of cone I want. Do I want sugar or do I want waffle, okay? Then, after that, I have 4 different options that I can go with. With the sugar cone, I could get chocolate ice cream. I could get vanilla. I could get strawberry, which I'm just going to write as straw. And then I could get mint, right? Those are the 4 different options that I could get with sugar. And then I could get those very same options with the waffle cone as well, right? So I could get chocolate, I could get vanilla, I could get strawberry, and I can also get mint, okay? Now, we have 2 different options in terms of cones and 4 different options in terms of ice cream flavors. So now when I look at it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different combination options that I could have at Dairy Queen. So I could have a sugar chocolate cone, I could have a sugar mint cone, I could have a waffle vanilla cone, I could have a waffle chocolate cone. Overall, there are 8 different combinations of cones that I could have. Now, the way to do this through multiplication is I take all of the different options I have. So I have 2 options for cones, I have 4 options for ice cream, and when I multiply those 2, I have a total of 8 options, right? So that means that if I want the probability of getting a sugar chocolate cone, the probability would be 1 out of 8 total options that I have that I calculated right here. So my new denominator is not going to be 4 ice cream flavors or 2 types of cones. It's going to be a total of 8, okay? All right, let's go ahead and try this one. It says Pizza Hut is offering a new $5 special on their sausage and pepperoni pizza. You have the option between ordering 3 different sizes, small, medium, or large, 3 different crusts, deep dish, hand tossed, or thin crust, and 2 different toppings, sausage or pepperoni. What is the probability of getting a small deep dish pepperoni? All right, so let's get started. So we know that there's 3 different sizes. So there's small, medium, and large. This particular tree diagram I know is going to get pretty big, so I'm going to try to write as abbreviated as possible. Okay, so we have small, medium, and large. Now, out of small, medium, and large, you can get 3 different types of crust. So each one's going to have 3 different types of crust coming out of it. So we have deep dish, hand tossed, or thin for each one. So deep dish, hand tossed, or thin, Then we have deep dish, hand tossed, or thin. Okay? Now, after that, each one can have 2 different toppings. So with the small deep dish, we could have sausage or pepperoni, sausage or pepperoni, sausage or pepperoni. Notice how this is getting very tight in here. There's a lot of options. So this is going from the deep dish right there. This is the hand toss, and this is the thin crust. Whoa. Okay. So now we have to count how many options we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I counted 18 different options. Now, we want to know what is the probability of getting a small deep dish pepperoni. Well, how many of these options are small deep dish and pepperoni? Only one of them. So my probability is going to be 1 all over 18, okay? So that's how I solved that particular one. And the way to follow it along is you follow along with the words. So we wanted small, we wanted deep dish, and we wanted pepperoni. And we noticed it went straight through one time. There's no other option where it was a small deep dish pepperoni. Now, let's use the multiplication side. We know that we have 3 options of crust, 3 options for sizes, and then 2 options for topping. So we're going to multiply all of these. 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times the 2 is going to be 18. So perfect. It checks off here, and it checks off here that we have 18 options. Okay? Now we're going to go on into the Outback Steakhouse menu. You're going to create a tree diagram for Outback Steakhouse, and you're going to finish the rest of your worksheet. Now, at the bottom of the note page is a reflection question, and I want you to answer that in a complete sentence in order to fully get the participation grade for taking notes, okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, and then you could go ahead and get started. You may work in small groups, and you need to make sure that your voices you're using inside voices. Alrighty.